Hello, ladies and gentlemen. There we go again. We've got some garden egg stew sauce or eggplant stew with some boiled plantain. Let's get started. So I had my red oil or palm nut oil, which I put in a saucepan, added some salted fish. This is optional. You don't have to use it if you don't like it. So I fried that for about a minute and added my chopped onions. I like to pick them and eat them, so I chopped it quite big. Then I added my crushed ginger, garlic, and pepper to the sauce. And I cooked it or fried it for about a minute. Try and stir in between so that it doesn't burn. So that's what I was doing here. And then after that, I added my chopped tomatoes. So you can add either 1 tin, or if you've got about 5 fresh tomatoes, you can use that. I was doing quite a lot of salt, so I added 2 tins of chopped tomatoes. So you need to cook it for it to simmer, and then once you see that the oil is coming to the top, then it's almost ready to add your other ingredients. So Nabua Creations to the Wiase, that's what we are doing here. So you have to stir in between so that it doesn't burn. I try to insist on that, otherwise your stew will burn. So that was my boiled eggplants over there. You need to pre-boil it and then keep it on the side. I used some salmon that are frozen. So I don't like the back because it's got some scales there. So I use some hot water. If you boil water and put it on the skin, it's very easy to peel that off. So that's what I did. You can use any fish of your choice or any protein of choice, but I prefer to use salmon. So that's what I did. So I took the skin off by putting some hot water on it. So I kept it on the side. And when the sauce was almost ready, I added it to the sauce. Still a bit frozen. I didn't wait for it to thaw completely. So I added it because the heat is going to thaw it and then cook it at the same time. So I kept it on low heat so that it doesn't burn. Then I added my chopped mushrooms. This is optional as well, but I like to have a lot of veggies, mushrooms and all that. So I added some mushrooms to the sauce. I did not cook the mushrooms separately because the ice and the liquid from the sauce is going to boil it. I don't like overcooking my veggies. So I washed my mushrooms, chopped it nicely and added it to my sauce. I covered it for it to simmer. And then you do that for about 5 minutes. You stir in between so that it doesn't stick to the bottom. And when that is ready, you can taste for salt. And then you can add some if it's not enough. I saved some of the stock or the liquid from the boiled eggplant just to add it, not too much. But that's what I put in here. But if your sauce is quite runny, then you don't have to add any stock. I decided to deseed the eggplant, so I did not blend it all smooth. I wanted it to be a bit rough in texture. So I took some of the seeds out of the eggplant or garden eggs, depending upon where you come from, and then mashed it. So I had a pestle and mortar. You can use that if you've got the earthenware pot. You can also do that. It's much quicker using the earthenware pot. Or if you want to blend it smooth too, you can do the same. So you choose which one that you prefer. So I use the mortar and pestle to do some, and then the others I use the earthenware pot. So apotoyua and eta, as we call it in Ghana, to mash the seeds to make it that smooth. Because I didn't want to see a lot of seeds in my sauce. So I grounded it all there, made it smooth, ready to be used when the sauce was almost ready. So that's my earthenware pot. I was using apotoyua and eta, as we call it, to mash all the seeds, make it nice and smooth. Might not be able to mash all the seeds, but this is the texture I had. So you can give it a try. If you don't have this, you can use your blender to blend it. So I kept the other bit of the garden eggs or the eggplant on the side. I checked my stew or my sauce to make sure it was ready. Stirred it, make sure that everything is incorporated. And then you can add your salt. You taste it, and if the salt is not enough, you can add a bit of salt to taste. And I added parsley. That's the only spice that I added to this sauce. So you mix your salt in the sauce, and then you add your parsley. If you want to add any other condiment or whatever you want to add, is quite optional. But I only used salt and parsley. I then added my grounded garden egg seeds to the sauce, mixed it for everything to incorporate. Then I added my shredded part of the garden eggs. So I did not blend it very smoothly. So that's what I was adding here. The sauce is almost ready. So you cover it, leave it on low heat for it to simmer. And then you can get your plantain, yam, or cocoyam, whatever you decide to eat with your sauce, ready to peel it and boil it. I chose plantain to eat with the sauce, so I got my plantain ready, washed it, peeled it, and then boiled it with a bit of salt. And in no time, your food will be ready for the family. So I hope you're going to give this a try. And if you do, and it tastes good, you give me a thumbs up, you comment, so that we can do more sauces and we can share with you. If there is something that you know better than I did, you can also comment and share. So ta-da!